everybody, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So I have started decorating my house for Christmas. So something that was in this Christmas Paper Lovers book that I wanted to use in that decoration was the Christmas wreath. I said when I did the walkthrough of this video, which I will link for you, that I would show you guys when I made it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how I put this wreath together. So I'm just going to flip to the pages. So this is a pretty big project, as in there is a lot to it. So I'm going to pull the pages that I need out carefully. So you've got two paper bits, so pieces of actual paper, and then you've got one bit that's cardboard. I feel really bad pulling all this out of my Paper Lovers book. I don't want to leave the blank pages or empty pages. Always get stuck at the last bit. So I've pulled them out. So basically you end up with these three. So I'm going to read the instructions. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm just going to put this one out of shop for a minute, which has the instructions in it. So the first thing it says is to gently punch out the leaf shapes from the previous pages and the wreath base. So what I'm going to do, there is a lot of these, so I'm going to fast forward through this. So I'll be back when I have punched all these out. So I'll see you guys soon. Okay, so that has taken me about 10 minutes to pop all of those out. If you guys have watched any of my other craft things out of the Paper Lovers books, I'll link a couple below for you. You'll know punching them out is really, it's not hard, but you just got to be a bit careful. There's a couple of these that I've actually ripped a little bit wrong. Not wrong, but I've just torn them a little bit more than I should. What I usually do is I go around with a pair of scissors and get rid of all these little knob bits, because there's so many I can't be bothered. Plus I kind of like, for this particular thing, it's got a bit of a rustic feel to it, so I'm quite happy for them to stay. So the next step, which I'm also going to fast forward through, so feel free to jump 5 minutes ahead here, is to fold all the leaves lengthways. These are already scored, so they're not going to be hard to do, as in I don't have to be really paying attention all that much, because they will fold basically where you need them to. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of this, and I will be back soon. Okay, so I've now folded them all. I cheated a couple of times and folded, like put two together and folded, because it was just a bit easier that way. So what I've done is, when I went to the Christmas workshop, we actually had one of these up, and I'm going to put a photo up now of the vision board that I took a picture of, and this is what I'm working off. So I have absolutely no idea what this is supposed to look like, so I'm just going to copy this basically, and we're going to go from there. So fingers crossed I get this right. So I'm just going to grab some double-sided tape. You can use adhesive dots or anything else that you might want to use, but I'm just going to use this tape. I'm going to use this piece of cardboard just to protect my desk. So what it says is to use adhesive dots or double-sided tape to stick leaves to your wreath base from the stem of the leaf. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a leaf, a little bit of tape on the bottom, and I'm basically going to put it just like that. And then I'm just going to work around, alternating between the round leaves and the holly leaves. Something I will quickly say about the holly leaves just when you're folding them. The holly leaves are a little harder to fold than the round leaves. They're just a little bit more delicate, I guess is the word I want to use. So just be aware when you're doing it that they're a little bit harder to do. Also make sure, I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing this right, I'm not sure that I am. Also make sure that you put the glue on the back of the leaf so it's folding inwards, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to go ahead and do this first round and I'll be back. I'm back. So I'm just going to pull these off. Uh-oh, damn it. That's right. I'll fix that in a minute. I just realised I was looking at the picture again and realised I need to space these out a bit more. So just going to pull these off and just spread them a bit more. I'm not sure if that's too much, but anyway, we'll give it a go. Okay, so that's the first run round, or first bit. I'm now going to go in and do the next lot. So I've done the 2 runs round here. I'm just looking at it going, I'm not sure if I need more. The next thing it says is to stick an outer layer. So it's sticking out a layer, create an inner circle of leaves placed horizontally around the inner circle of the base. So I'm just looking at it and I'm going, I don't think I want to do that. I'm just going to put these... Okay, I'm actually going to do that other run round. And we'll see how it goes. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We'll just give it a go. So I'm just going to stick this next lot down. Okay, so now I've gone around 3 times. I've deliberately lined this end up here. So what I've left with is another 6. Now I am of the opinion that I'm probably going to need a little bit more here. I just don't think 6 is going to be enough. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going back into my Paper Lovers book. This very front page just has that exact same green shade. So all I'm going to do, I'm grabbing my scissors. This side here is the only part of this page I'm going to use. I'm not going to use any of this white stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to really roughly cut this out, and I'm going to use the green on the other side to make a couple of extra leaves. So I'm just going to cut this out. So I've just put that bit over to the side, so then you can see how much of this green I've then got to use. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab a lead pencil, and I'm just going to really roughly, these are obviously going to look different to the others, there's nothing I can do about that. So I'm just going to really roughly trace out the shape. So there I've just cut those out. Like I said, it's very rough, they're not going to be perfect. There's a couple of extra, like there's one extra of each shape. I'm going to give them a go sticking them down and see if we need any more. So I'm just going to put that piece of paper to the side. So with these ones, I think the idea is to stick them kind of more in the middle. So I'm just going to grab that piece of cardboard, put it down the middle. I'm going to have it so it sticks over the side, I think. They're all going to be pointing the same direction. So I'm just going to make sure that this one, because I know this one is one of the fake ones, for want of a better word, doesn't go on the top, because you don't want to be able to see it too much. So there is your Christmas wreath all wreathed. I don't know if that's the right word, but we're going to go with that. All done. What it then says is to thread ribbon or string along one of the holes in the base and hang inside your home. So there's holes on the back here. All you do is you just punch them out. Probably should have done that beforehand, but oh well. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to just show you guys how I'm going to sort of decorate it. So in a previous video, I did some of these bows that came out of the Christmas Paper Lovers book. I'm going to use one on the bottom here. I'm sort of decide which side's my bottom. That's going to be my bottom. And the reason I'm doing that is because I can see this little bit here. So I'm going to use that there. Then what I'm going to do, I'm just going back into the Christmas Paper Lovers book for a sec. I'm just going to move that out of the way. There are some other little cardboard cutouts. So I'm just going to find them. So I'm just going to grab this candy cane. A bit like the leaves, they're a bit hard to get out. They don't want to come out. I'm also going to grab this, actually, bugger this. I'm just going to go snip, snip, snip. So I want that star. I want that elf. Again, nothing I do is going to work here, so you don't want to cut and accidentally get one of the cutouts. There we go. I do want one more of those stars. There we go. So I've got my candy cane, a couple of stars. You will notice if you have a good look at that photo, if you want to skip back, I am kind of stealing a little bit of the way they did theirs. I just love the way the elf pops out, but I'm adding the candy cane and the bow to mine. So whether that makes it different, I don't know. So as I normally do with cardboard cutouts, I'm just running around the outside really gently to try and get rid of some of those little cardboard knobby bits. I'm not going to do that with the stars just because they're a little bit fiddly. So I'm going to grab these back in. I'm going to put it so that the elf sort of pops out from behind here. So I'm just gonna, so I can keep a rough idea of exactly where I'm at. So I'm gonna put the bow on exactly where I want the bow. And I can position the little elf guy where I want the elf guy. So I want him kind of off to the side. I'm going to stick him just here. Just so happens that this happens to be sticky on the back, so I'm just going to take advantage of that. Go. So the little elf guy goes there. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue tape just here. Thought I was out, but I'm not. Just going to put on the back of his hat. I'm doing this the most awkward way possible, but it's okay. I'll put that there like that. I'm going to have the candy cane. I don't want the candy cane. I'm actually just going to leave the candy cane hanging there like that. I'm not even going to stick it down. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue tape the back of the stars. I'll put one up here and put the other one over here. You can obviously go back and put more in there. So that's what I'm left with. So it's just going to sit like that. What I'm going to just really quickly do, so I'm just grabbing some of this gold twine. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a little loop. Just cutting off this little bit at the back because it's got tape around it. Oops. What I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up with the holes, but I'm not going to actually use the holes. I think that's going to... So I'm just going to grab, it's just some gold washi tape. I know that it's going to be on the back and you're not going to see it, but I just want to. I actually really like the way this washi tape sticks. That sounds dumb too, but it's a little bit more permanent, perhaps is the word I want to use. So I'm just going to cut this, it'll sit still, cut it in halves and then cut it into quarters. So I'm just going to roughly put that first bit where I want it. Make sure that's stuck. Basically all I'm going to do before I stick the other bit down is just make sure that when I hold that up, it is in the spot I want, which it is, so there we go. So I'm just going to use the other piece of washi tape just to secure it, make sure it's actually stuck. That's my extra sticky special term for extra stuck. And there we go, there is my Christmas wreath that's going to hang on my front door. It's going to hang on my front door, hold on, I've just looked at that and gone, no wait, don't like it. That's better. It's going to hang on my front door. My front door is protected from the elements to a certain amount, so it's probably not going to get wet. If I see a storm coming, I will run out there and take it down. I wouldn't recommend putting it on the front door if you have an exposed front door. Otherwise, it'll look really nice on the inside of your door. Actually, that's not a bad place. I might put it. I might put ours on the front, in the side of the door. So that is my wreath out of the Christmas Paper Lovers book. If you guys did like this kind of video, I do videos of paper crafts out of the Paper Lovers books reasonably often. I've got a bunch of them, so please check my channel and you'll find them. I'll link a couple below and you can go from there. I will be doing some other crafts out of the Paper Lovers book Christmas edition leading up to Christmas. So if you want to see what may be coming up, check out the walkthrough I did of that one. I'll link that one down below. Otherwise, guys, I hope you have a very merry start to the Christmas season and you enjoy putting together your Christmas Paper Lovers decorations. And I'll see you guys again really, really soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.